Hey, Jeb, with you again. I actually wanted to touch a little bit more on healthcare in the U.S. If you're not from the U.S., you should check this out, right? A lot of people uh, pay a premium, especially if you make over a certain amount of money per year, anywhere between $1,200 a month. I mean, it could be nothing, it could be zero. You could have what's called a bronze package, where you don't have much of a premium that you pay monthly, all the way up to like a platinum package where you can pay up to $1,200 a month for a family of like 3 or 4, right? So it's about, I think the platinum package goes on age, it goes on a bunch of other stuff, but I think the median income or median price of a person that makes okay money in the US pays around $200, $300 a month for their insurance, right? So on top of that, you also have to pay a copay, right? So you pay this money, you pay your $200, $300, $400, $500 even a month, and then something happens. You break your leg, you break your knee, you need open heart surgery, you got a premium that you have to meet. That premium also depends on your plan. It could be anywhere from $100 to $12,000. And it could also be 10 to 20% of the balance. So let's say you pay your $250 premium, your copay is $1,200, and then you got to pay 20% of the total bill. All right, so you're out thousands and thousands of dollars, thousands, depending on what it is. But I really want to touch on the subject of my mom recently passed away. That's almost a year, and we got her into a good facility. She had a broken leg. We couldn't care for her. We had to, she had to be lifted out of a chair in order to go to the bathroom, in and out of her bed with a lift chair just to use the restroom. And so we weren't able to actually take care of her that way. She got cancer of the throat from smoking, stopped smoking. She got rid of that, and then it traveled to her pancreas, and then of course to her liver. And so we're able to get her a good medical facility to help ease her pain and help her more efficient, for her to be in that. But I was talking to her roommate, and her roommate explained to me something I had never heard before, and I didn't know that this actually happens to her roommate and her roommate's husband, who had passed since I had put my mom in this facility. They went in the same kind of situation. Like their kids lived pretty far away. They didn't have enough room for them, and so they went into a home. And what they had to do to go into this home was cash in all of their savings. They had to cash in their insurance. They had to withdraw any kind of investments they had, and they had to sell their house because their Medicaid, their retirement, only covered, I think it's 8 weeks at a retirement home. 8 weeks. These people work their whole lives, and you're telling me that Medicaid doesn't cover retirement homes? So here these people are building up these giant nest eggs, right? Savings for the kids. You buy a house so you can give it to your kid, kind of give them a foot up in society, right? Because that's what we want to do. We want to help our kids. We want to give them a foot up. And they were forced to cash out all of that in order to live in this retirement home that was costing them $8,000 a month. Ridiculous. Sure, that's food, that's lodging, but it's not like real lodging. I mean, fortunately, my mom was able to get on, disability. She was disabled a long time ago. She worked in factories and like jacked all her arms up. She had like 5% strength or something in her hands. So she was able to get on disability, and disability took care of that. Fortunately, thankfully, that's amazing. I think everybody deserves that, especially if you work really hard, and you hurt yourself. So she didn't have anything out of pocket. But I just felt so horrible for this lady, and her husband, who had spent their whole life working and they didn't have anything to give their kids. Nothing. Cash in stocks, bonds, IRAs, savings accounts drained, homes sold just so they can be in this facility, right? Millions of dollars just given to them. I think she had been in there like 6 or 7 years, you know? It's a lot of money, $8,000 a month. And I think that is absolutely disgusting. It's appalling and ridiculous. If you have put your time in as a person who has worked their ass off in their whole life and you have built any kind of money, it shouldn't be your responsibility to pay to die, to go somewhere to die, right? If we can afford to put criminals and pedophiles and all these other pieces of crap in jail and feed them and house them until they die for free, then we can afford the working class to not pay for anything at all when they die. That way they can leave their families and their kids a little something to help them get ahead in life as well, and to try to build a little bit of generational wealth. It's just sad and pathetic. Our healthcare needs a complete overhaul, and it's disgusting that our government doesn't care enough about us as individuals to look after us whenever we get to the end of life stage. So that's probably the most and the biggest thing I'm most disgusted about America with, is the way that they treat their working class people. So like, share, comment if you agree. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, man. Chat out.